Hello. Oh my God, I hope I'm live. Hi. I think we are live. I haven't done a live single by myself for months and months and months. If you are here with me, please type something. We're on the YouTube platform again. Cheers, everybody. I have my Rattler. I just came back from work. I look like crap. Can you hear me? I hope so. Okay, I hope so. Anyway, it's really, 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 really hot. I apologize. I was late. I was having a very long conversation with my boss, which, anyway, I don't want to talk about it anymore. Hi, I see Jacqueline, Nora. Hello, hello. Yes, we have, what do I have here? I have the Rattler, Tiger Rattler grapefruit with me. They have like I have three flavors that I'm trying out today. So I've got grapefruit, I've got pomelo. Maybe I should grab it. I'll go and grab pomelo. Then I also have lemon. So three flavors. This 2% alcohol thing. Hi Maggie. Hi Aaron. Oh my gosh. So anyway, it's a random live chat is because I have no more videos lined up for the next week or maybe 2 weeks. So I thought, what a better way to fill up my channel with something better than a live stream, because I have no videos. I just haven't had time and the mental headspace to film at the moment. I have like, okay, let me just show you what we have at the back of me. Okay, you see all these boxes here? Okay, all those boxes are packages that I need to unbox and do a video, because there are like 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got several PR packages, and I got something from Selfridges that I need to reveal. So yeah, that's the only video that I can think of at the moment. Other than that, I have nothing much. Unless you all have some ideas for me to do, but I'm feeling very uninspired. I think it's the year end. I'm just feeling a bit like, oh my gosh, can this year end already? November, Christmas. Anyway, I have no real topic to talk to you all today. Just wanted to catch up with everybody here. How is everybody doing? Wherever you are, if you're in America, I know you're all gearing up for voting. Is that right? Yeah, I think you're gearing up for voting. We're not going to talk about politics today. Just I know that is the biggest thing that's happening in America. Singapore, we are going into phase 3. So news by Kat, Singapore is going into phase 3. Still haven't been able to travel. Malaysia is having a massive resurgence of cases. So they are back in semi-lockdown. Horrible. Other news. Okay, if anybody knows anywhere else, if you're in Japan, you're in Korea, Philippines, Thailand, Indonesia. I'm just reading your comments. Now, why not do a shopping vlog? Oh, shopping with Kat. Yeah, the thing is, I didn't bring my vlogging camera with me when I traveled back into Singapore. So I didn't do that. Why is there resurgence in Malaysia? Okay, so about a month and a half ago, there was an election in one of the states in Malaysia, and that election had no safe distancing. I think a lot of the politicians were not wearing masks, and they were going around, doing their political rallies. And I think they just created several clusters during that election. It was like a by-election or something. So people who traveled to that state were, from different parties. They had the election, then everybody came back to their various states, and just spread all around Malaysia. So having a massive post-election resurgence in Malaysia. So it's really bad. Like cases are in the thousands now every day. Before that, it was just like in less than 100, like 50 a day, 20 a day. Oh my gosh. Hi, MK. Yeah. There will be a rerun. You can watch it later. But it's going to be just me chatting, having a rattler. Oh my gosh, Melbourne. Okay, news in Melbourne. Just got out of lockdown after 112 days. Oh my God. Bobo. Well, at least it's out of lockdown and you can go shopping now. Okay, and I am back happy. This is Philippines. We're still in general community quarantine in Philippines. Numbers of cases are still pretty much the same, steady numbers. Yeah. I think so. Okay, Ethan's asking me, what are you able to share with us? What's on the top of your wish list now? So myself and Amy, we did a updated wish list on our live stream. So maybe after this, I'll link it below. So in that video, I don't actually have anything like top, but if we talk about like maybe my like Chanel, my top item that I want to get really is the Chanel Gabrielle bag. I feel like the more I look at people reveal it, unbox it, use it, give their update, or I see on Instagram, I just like, I want it. But I heard that on the 1st of November, Chanel is having a price increase again. The Chanel 19 is going up again. And I'm telling you, I am so sick and tired of price increases. Like, so sick of it. I'm done. I'm like, done. No more. I can't. They are really pricing me out from their customer base. And even if they're not, obviously they are, but even if they're not, I'm just so sick and tired of price increases. So sick of it. About 2 weeks ago, I went to Loewe to take the photos for one of the live streams. I took like the photo of the balloon bag, the hammock, the puzzle bag, and a few of the bags. And I actually even bought my first Loewe item. I was just looking at the stuff, just like maybe considering getting the puzzle bag, because I have liked it before, but I wasn't really sure if I wanted it. But as I was just looking at the bag, just like, the price is okay, something that I can consider. The sales associate tells me, oh, if you're considering the price, considering the puzzle bag, you should get it now because we're having a price increase at the end of the month. I was just like, oh my God, I am so put off. So put off. Every time I hear an essay say that to me as a sales pitch, like, so it's annoying now, and it's actually really, really disgusting. Like every time I go into the store, instead of saying, oh, you should get it now because maybe it's not around in the next season, or use some other marketing tactic or sales pitch, use something like, I don't know, this color or this material, or they're going to change the design next year, something different. But every time when I look at something and I'm like, oh, it's quite nice, they use this as a marketing spiel. Oh, you should buy it now because we're having a price increase at the end. I'm so sick of it. If I hear it one more time, I am going to take the bag and I'm going to throw it out the window, because that's all I hear this year, right? It's like, okay, rushing me to spend my money, and it's no longer rush. It's now like, why? Anyway, the price increase wasn't that much. It was like $100, but it's just so sickening to hear already. Right, this whole year, it was just one after the other, price increase, and that's all you hear, So anyway, I heard again that Chanel is doing one in November, and I'm just like, you know what? Forget it. So sick of it. If you want a price increase, that's it. I don't want to hear about it anymore. That's it. Just increase the price. I don't even know better. I don't know better. Like, don't tell me. Now that you tell me, it puts me off buying. But if she didn't tell me, and then at the end of the month, I came back for the bag because I maybe wanted it. And I was like, oh, I probably didn't even know there was a price increase. So just don't tell me. Just keep quiet. I will have just quietly paid the higher price without knowing any better. But now that I know, I don't want to buy it anymore. Like, no, I don't. No. Right? Anyway, I'm so sick of it. Sick of it. So sick of it, and sick of it firstly, and sick of knowing it and forcing me. You know what I mean? Like creating this fear that I have to buy now. I'm just, oh, that's it. No, thank you. Ethan, let's sidetrack a little bit. Are you gonna get the iPhone 11 Pro? No. I just got this iPhone 11 Pro. Was it earlier this year? Maybe late last year. I can't remember. Like, I got it very much later. And let me tell you, I am going to be using this iPhone 11 Pro until iPhone 15 Pro comes out by Apple. Then I will change. But I'm not one of those crazy people that, okay, I shouldn't say crazy. I'm not one of those iPhone enthusiasts that changes their iPhone every time a new one comes out, because I find it to be a bit of a hassle. Like I need to get used to the interface, need to get used to everything again. So I prefer to just use one until this one doesn't work for me anymore, and then I will change. Hi, Stella. Hello. Yeah, totally unlike bags. I just continue to use one of them for months and months and months. No, sorry, not even months. Years and years and years. So anyway, what are y'all having? Because this is supposed to be a happy hour live chat. I'm not going to do like 2-3 hour live chat, okay? Maybe 1 hour, maybe 1.5 hours, just chat. I'm having a grapefruit Radler, which is 2% alcohol. And yeah, and I look like shit because I just came back from work. I went to the office, and then I went out to a client's place, and then was rushing around, and I came home. Then I was chatting with my boss on the phone, and I was like, I gotta go because I have a live stream. I'm like, bye. And yeah. So yeah, how is everybody doing anyway? Like nobody said how y'all doing. It is like year end. Can you imagine? It's October already. I have been doing live streams since March. Oh, wow, not bad. March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. 8 months. What? 8 months of various, right? So we have the individual live streams, my quarantine live streams, and then we have our joint live streams. And then now, once in a blue moon, I'll do a happy hour live stream. So 8 months. Not bad, huh? Not bad. And it's amazing, like, to see all of you just chatting. Okay, I'm just going to scroll up and see what is everybody saying. Excuse me. Fendi just increased their prices with the baguette. Gucci as well. Bobo, thinking about getting the Prada re-edition 2005 after watching your live show. Actually, I might consider getting it as well, because it's still in a reasonable price point, like below 2,000 Sing dollar. And I think I can actually use that for quite a while. So I'm quite keen. I'm quite keen on getting it. Anyway, I also have my dinner. Let me show you, since I bet you miss me eating my dried chicken. So this is rice. Bogo, I've gotten so fat. Okay. Toast box, yes. Rice, rice. Yep. Okay. You know what? Let me just go and grab. Let me just turn on the light before it gets dark. Hang on. Oh, man. I'm tired. Toast box. Okay. And what do we have here? We have curry, my favorite food in the whole wide world. Curry. What are y'all eating? I know, because I said bring a snack. I said bring a snack and bring drinks. Bring a snack and bring drinks. Let me just take the camera. Ooh, yeah, baby. Yeah, that's good. That's look good. Oh, shit. Okay. Earthquake. Yums. Hey, let's chat. Let's eat together. Let's chat. Let's eat. So good. Oh my gosh. Anything with curry is so good. Are you hungry now? Pop champagne. I don't have champagne. Maybe in my next live stream, I will prepare like a champagne bottle. But otherwise, we just have grapefruit rattler. So anyway, I'm having my dinner as well. So while we talk, how is the UK, Stella? If you're still here, how is the UK? What? It's to leave 3:30 a.m. and you're getting ready to work? That's really early. What? 3:30 a.m. I'm getting ready to sleep. Work from home. I'm working from. Oh my god! I just look so terrible and sweaty. Like I need to wash my hair. Yums. So good. Oh my gosh, so good. Hi, Andre. Oh my god, so many people are here. Cheers to everyone who just arrived. People who woke up at 3:30 in the morning. Cheers. Have your coffee. So this is a grapefruit rattler. So awesome. I'm having curry chicken with rice. So good. So anyway, if you came in here late, we're just random chats with Kat. We're just chatting. There's no agenda like our weekly luxury live show. By the way, this weekend's weekly luxury live show is a good one. Okay. It's so good. We did so much research, okay, myself and Amy. Well, Amy did a lot of research as well. For the past few weeks, right? I've been going to take photos and we're doing all this website research. So that was like 2 weeks in a row. And then this week, we're upping the game. We're doing, we did like a whole history. It's like almost like a history lesson of one of the luxury brands. And I think we're going to keep doing this kind of like, get intimate with the brand. So we did so much research. I just finished my slides yesterday. And yeah, we do a lot of work for this luxury live show. Like I feel like, we love it because it's so good and we learn so much. So yeah, I hope you join in, at least come and watch. We're trying out this new educational luxury series, not series, but like a educational session for the live show. Should be interesting. And if it does well, then we'll keep doing it. But it's a lot of work. Oh my god, it is so much work. Oh, I feel like I'm a consultant. Like researching. My god, find out. Okay, who is this designer? Who is that? Where does he come from? What is his history? What's his career? Well, I was like, oh my god, that's a lot of work. Yeah. We hope you enjoy it. Like, yeah. Anyway, yeah. We hope you do. Okay, Stella's telling us UK is all separated in tiers now. So depending on how bad each area will depend on what tier they go and what the rules are. Oh, so it's like they're zoning the areas in the UK. So maybe this is like hot zone, hot tier, and then maybe they have a real lockdown there. And then if you have a smaller tier or lower tier, then maybe it's not. You can kind of like move freely. I think, yeah. Overall, not too bad. 3 tiers. Okay. I'm back happy. Hey, it's great if the topic is close to your heart. Any research is enjoyable. I blog about luxury. Wow. It has been such a learning experience. Yeah. Andre, we have 4 tiers in Scotland, starting with 0. Wow. 0 must be like no cases at all, right? Oh wow, it's so good to see so many of you. I hope that you join again this weekend. Yeah, don't be like, oh, I watched one live stream. This is a random live stream. Okay, randomness. Yeah, same as Malaysia. So Malaysia, if you came in a bit late, so Malaysia is also going through a conditional, they call it movement control. So you're not supposed to move around. They are controlling certain areas. So certain hot zones, like red zones, like a lot of cases every day, they have a more restricted movement control. But there are some areas where it's sort of like orange or yellow. Maybe the cases are not that much. So a lot of the people can still go out. Retail is still open. Maybe the gyms are closed, stuff like that. And then they restrict the movement. So you can't be going interstate or interstate or even inter-suburb. Let's say if you live in an area like KL, right? One area. Maybe because your address is there, you shouldn't be driving out of KL. And you can't cross over to, let's say, PJ, another suburb. It's really hard. So there are a lot of roadblocks and all that. But anyway, whatever it is, as long as the numbers come down again, they can do whatever they want to do. And yeah. So blog for fun. Yeah, I'm blogging. Actually, okay. Andrew's asking, are you back home with your husband? No, I'm still stuck here. I haven't been home since July, right? But it's hard. Like I think in one of my Q&As, I said that somebody asked me, how do I handle it? Actually, I just don't think about it. The thing is, time flies when you don't think about it. And next thing you know, it's 4 months already. But I have one colleague who hasn't been home to his family since March. Like, he has 3 children. I think 2 sons, his baby daughter who was born last year, and his wife and the whole family. He is stuck in Singapore. He can't go back. So, I consider myself blessed because I actually managed to go back one time and then come back in again. But yeah, anyway, everybody is going through different difficult things this year. So, as long as we're healthy, as long as everybody's okay, it's just a period of inconvenience that I have learned to accept. And I think for my husband as well. So we're just we're just managing it. It's not something that is like, oh my gosh, there are really, really worse things. So don't stress about things that is out of your control. Yeah, so my husband can't come over to Singapore for two reasons. One, his work is in Malaysia, and secondly, if he comes into Singapore, he will be quarantined and he needs permission to leave Malaysia. So Malaysia is currently undergoing the movement control. So Malaysians are not allowed to leave the country unless they have permission. So you need to apply with the government to fly out of Malaysia. And they are not allowing traveling for fun. They want to know, why are you leaving the country? Because if you leave the country for a holiday, then you come back in, you could be bringing in the stuff, right? So they are really controlling the people leaving the country and coming in. And you can only leave the country for business purposes or for some other very important purposes. But if you just want to come and visit your wife, I think it's going to be a bit hard to apply. Say, I would like to leave Malaysia to see my wife. They'll probably, no, dude, you can see her next year, okay? So unless he has something to do, but otherwise they are really strict. So they're still traveling between the countries and outside, but it's so much of a hassle. You just restricted traveling, like very, very difficult. You need to get approval. Two sides, to leave the country, and then you need approval to enter into the other country that you're leaving to. So for my husband, he has to get permission to leave Malaysia, and he has to ask Singapore, do you let me come in? So you need two approvals. Crazy. But anyway, it's fine. Like I said, there are worse things. There are worse things that we are going through right now. So I see his face on my phone. I tell him, you better clean the house. You better make sure my house is clean, huh? Change the bed sheets. Don't be sleeping on dirty bed sheets for like 6 months. Make sure you wash the toilet, things like that, because those are the things that I do when I come home. So he's obviously, I don't know. He better be doing something. And yeah, but other than that, I think it's okay. So I think I talked in about one of the 10 things that I feel make me very happy right now. So we have a Skype call with the family, and we just adjusted the timing. So for the past 6 months, I think about 4, maybe 5 months, for the past 5 months, the Skype call has been early morning in Asia. So I wake up at 6:30 in the morning to do a Skype call. Like, people, I am not a morning person. But 6:30 in the morning is UK 11:30 at night because of the daylight savings, which I think it's going to be wound back next week. So anyway, 11:30 at night for my brother. So 6:30, 11:30. And then in the States, my brother and his family will be around 4:30 or maybe 3:30 in the afternoon. So for months, we've been doing this. I'm like waking up at 6 o'clock, like calling my family, like, hello, everybody. And then my brother in the UK is like half asleep, like he's trying to keep his eyes open because he's falling asleep. And while the American people are just like, yeah, how are you? Because they're all wide awake. It's in the middle of the afternoon. So anyway, but because I think it's in the middle of the afternoon, sometimes my brother and her family needs to go out to do their errands, and so it's a little bit disruptive. So just about 3 weeks ago, we changed the timing. And now the Skype call among the family is Asia. Now it's 10:30 at night. It's 7:30 6:30 in the morning for the US folks, and then 3:30 in the afternoon for the UK folks. I think it's something like that. It's so difficult. So and yeah, we just Skype call, and my brother in the US is like, okay, 7:30 in the morning is absolutely fine. I'm like, dude, it's too early. It's too early. Oh man. But yeah. So one of the good things that came out from this pandemic is this Skype call that we do with the family, because we can't see each other. We were planning to go to the UK this year to visit my brother. My brother, I don't know where, he lives in Nottingham, is it? Or is it Manchester? I have no idea where my brother lives, okay? Somewhere, somewhere in the UK. And not in London, but somewhere there. So we had to fly into London and you could take another flight or something. So he lives somewhere there. And we were supposed to go to the UK this year and with the parents and visit him, yada yada yada. But obviously that didn't happen. So anyway. All right. Oh, Vanessa, hello from Sydney. How is Sydney? How is Sydney? Oh, real, yeah. Oh my God, you haven't seen your partner since August. $3,000 for isolation in Auckland is a lot of money. It's okay. Wait a little bit. Wait a little bit. I think the same. Which bag I can get? Okay. How did my family get separated? Okay, so it's very common, I guess, when we were studying. So when I was really young and my brothers were older than me. So my first brother he studied locally in Malaysia for like a year. And then the university had a program with a university in, I might be getting all this information wrong, but I think it was Louisiana, where there's a lot of crocodiles or alligators, or something like that. I think it's Louisiana. And or is it New Orleans? I can't remember, but something like that. So he went there to finish his degree. And after that, he just continued to stay on. So that's one of the reasons why we are separated. Normally, if you go there, you study, and then, you find a job there, you usually stay on. Then for my second brother, it was the same situation. I think he was studying locally in Malaysia for a while. And then he got a scholarship, to study overseas. And he picked UK as his destination to do his degree. So he went there, and I think he stayed on to do his PhD. I think. Yeah, I think so. Then he did his PhD, and then he just stayed on to work in the UK. For me, I'm a little bit of a unique case where I got my scholarship to study in Australia. So that would have been like really all around the world, okay? UK, US, and Australia, and then my parents in Malaysia. But I think after I studied for like 3 years, I did my degree, I finished. I came home. I didn't stay on. I don't know. Maybe I missed home so much. I decided to come back. I just came back. A lot of people don't come home. Like a lot of people continue to stay on. But I guess that time I don't know. I just wanted to come home, like something. I just came home. So I did. So I came home. I came home to Malaysia, and just by situational of work that I'm working in Singapore, but really it's not that far. Singapore and Malaysia, we're just like next door. But yeah, that is why. Yeah, it's really common that a lot of the siblings, it's very common for families to let the children study all around the world and they don't come back. Some come back, like me, I come home. But there are some that just don't, and that's the way it is. Hi, Holly. Yay, body attack. I usually do my happy hour live stream on Wednesdays, but the past few months I have been teaching body combat on Wednesdays nights. So no chance. So tonight I don't have a class. And I thought, yeah, let's have a drink. Yay! Yeah. Oh my god, it's so good. Tiger Rattler grapefruit. World acclaim. 2% alcohol. Born in Singapore. And this one is I bet you the sugar content is probably like sky high because it's so sweet. Stephanie, most don't stay in the UK. I came back to most go to US and they don't come back. Maybe it's the water there. But it's true, you know. I think all right, bye geeks, bye babe, bye babe. Yeah, the US, I think when a lot of those who go to the US, they really don't come back unless it's a family. You know, it's because of the family, then they come back. But my brother settled really nicely in the US, and I think he's very happy there. He's got 2 beautiful children, wonderful wife. So yeah, it was good, right? Because now I've got an excuse to travel to the US. And then when I'm like, I want to come to the UK, I'm like, I'm coming to the UK. And I'll tell my brother, I'm coming to the UK. Bring me around. Yeah. And then people can say, come to Singapore. Come. I'm in Singapore. Come. And yeah, anyway, Singapore is fun. It's a very different country. Malaysia is beautiful. Okay, so if you ever want to come to Malaysia, you should visit Malaysia. You know, it's a different kind of country. It's we always, you know, there's a Malay term that says Malaysia boleh, apa pun boleh, anything works. Boleh means can. Yes, can. Malaysia boleh everything. Anything good, anything bad, boleh. Boleh. It just means that we, you know, we'll settle it, all right? Whatever it takes, you know, we'll can. So it just means that it's a very diverse economy, you know, politics, food, culture, yeah. It's fun. It feels like it's an adventure, you know, to be in Malaysia. When you come to Singapore, it's very, very different. Everything is safe and, you know, proper. And, you know, it's just contained, structured. That's how I see Singapore. Contained, structured, safe, steady, well prepared, you know, overly prepared kind of thing. It's a good thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I just think it's good. It's just that's the kind of feel. But when you go Malaysia, everything's like chaos. Chaos, and just like everything's everywhere, but it works. It works. Okay, it works. So it's fun. And I think if you ever come and travel in Malaysia, don't stay in the city. You know, Malaysia is such a huge one of the bigger countries around Asia. Food is amazing. You can travel between the states easily, and you get a lot of different cultures. Hiking is great. Of course, not as good as US, of course, but you know, there's a lot of things to do. Yeah, you can eat a lot of weird food. Yeah. Anyway, you're right, Holly. Bangkok is really an organized chaos. 10 years ago, Bangkok was it was like really chaotic, but now it's organized chaos. Previously, it was chaotic chaos, you know, the kind of thing. It's like, but now it's much better, and they've really, you know, put some structure in the chaos. I love Bangkok. Anyway, I love it. Oh yeah, Sharon's like, hold on to your handbag in Malaysia. That's true. Okay. Don't be putting your handbag on the table in Malaysia and walking 2 steps away. because you turn your head, it's gone. Okay. In Singapore, you can put your handbag on the table and walk 30 steps away, and you come back, your handbag is still there with a note that says, don't leave your handbag around. So, yeah, anyway, it's fun. I love Malaysia. I love my country. Okay, so it's fun. I haven't opened my parcel yet. My parcel is, Stephanie, my parcel is right there. It's going to be, I've decided that I'm going to put them all together in a video. So I'm just like, I need to see it so badly, but I'm going to leave it there for a moment. Maybe tomorrow. I'm still planning to film tomorrow. Philippines is the same as well. Yeah, you're right. So I think Philippines, especially like Manila, there's a bit of similarity to KL. You don't be walking around the streets with your expensive handbag, okay? And you don't be, you don't, there are things that you have to be alert on. Like you're walking, okay, so I'll give you an example of how alert you have to be if you're walking on the, I'm making Malaysia sound so bad, but it's just a matter of being alert and mindful of your environment. So let's say you're walking on the street, right? The cars are going, the same direction this way, like forward, and you are walking in the same direction flow as the car. So if you're walking on the road, please don't be carrying your sling bag with the handbag on the outside where the cars are going. Like, don't do that. Like if you're walking in that direction, you got to swing your bag around so that it's on the inner side of you. Why? Because if you put it on the outside, if a motorbike comes to your side, they can snatch your bag easily, and that's a snatch thief. So just things like that, like if you're going to be like walking and then you're going to walk on this side, you just need to, swing your bag around, keep it on this side, keep it close to you, or keep it in front of you. Things like that. It was not so bad. But yeah, it's just things that it comes naturally, like your reflex, you just know it. Yeah, but maybe if you're in the more like high-end, expensive places where it's safer, then you don't need to do it. So then other things, let me see what are the street-wise things that you need to do when you're in areas that maybe are a little bit more dodgy. When you go in the car, okay, when you're walking to your car, always hold your car keys, okay? Before, let's say you're coming out from the mall, okay? Coming out the lift, before you walk out from the building towards your car, which is parked maybe 100 meters away, my advice to you is take your car keys out from your handbag, hold it in your hand. You know why? Because when you reach your car, you're standing at the driver's seat. You don't want to be rummaging your bag. Oh my God, where's my car keys? Where's my car keys? Because your mind is no longer alert. If somebody comes up to you at your car, then anything can happen, right? They could have robbed you in front of your car. They could have done something. So I always, before I leave the building of the car park, I will always take out my car keys and hold it in my hand so that when I reach to my car, I straight away open my car and get in. Does that make sense? Am I being no, it's just common sense. Oh, have everything ready. Be ready rather than not think about it. Then what else? When you get in the car, lock the door. Okay, lock the door. Bah, bah. Make it a habit to lock the door. Don't put your handbag on the passenger seat side, like pow, your big Birkin right there. Why? Because when you're at the traffic light, and you're stopped in a massive traffic jam, when robbers come between the car, they're like, ooh, Birkin, Birkin, pow, the glass. Thank you very much, auntie. And then zoom off and you're stuck in a traffic jam. Oh my God, am I frightening you? But these are little things that you need to think about. I don't know if it's only in Malaysia, but I'm just trained to be a little bit more wary of what I do, and take care of my safety. But you'll never see this kind of things. You never have the need for this sort of things in Singapore, because Singapore is very safe and petty theft is not as rampant. It doesn't mean it doesn't happen. It's just not as rampant. So Malaysia is downright dangerous. It's like if you invite danger, it'll come, right? And if you're callous and you are not alert, it'll come. But if you are alert and you are just mindful and you take a little bit of extra precaution and make it a habit, then you're fine. Right. Stella saying you have to think this way in London too. Yeah, it's just streetwise. You just have to. It's like you got to turn on this like antenna. That it's not that you have to be like high alert all the time, but because you make it as a habit, like this is your, modus operandi. It no longer feels like I'm on high alert, because like now when I'm walking on the street, right? Let's say even in Singapore, because I am so used to putting my bag on the other side, I just naturally do it. It's not, it becomes like, oh yeah, it just comes so natural. And because it's so natural, I don't feel like I am like, oh my God, I need to put my bag. No, I don't feel it. It's just like, oh, just, it becomes reflex, and it's so simple. That same thing when I go into my car, it's not that like, oh my God, I must lock my door. I don't have to do that, because it becomes habit. I go in my car, I lock. And yeah, it happens that when we drop our guard or just make it a habit, that's where we put ourselves in danger. And people, they know people who want to take advantage of you, they will see this auntie walking around, so oblivious to her surrounding. That's a good target. That one right there, that one who's rummaging her bag next to the car. Let's go. Yeah, everywhere where there's a chance, sadly, okay, I should say this, sadly, everywhere around the world where there is opportunity, there will be people who will take advantage of it, good or bad. And therefore, because we here, all the 67 of us, love luxury, if you are not aware of your surroundings, you might put yourself in danger. And that's the sad things. That's the sad thing of life. It sucks, but no choice lah. Unless everywhere you go is only the high-end area. Like you don't step out anywhere else. Like everywhere is just 5-star. Then obviously you have nothing to worry about. But if you're a bit adventurous, then gotta be a bit streetwise. So anyway. Rambling. Hiya! I'm the auntie ninja on high alert. Okay, like exactly. I'm back happy. Don't look helpless. When you look helpless, or when you look like you're like flustered, they're like, good target. I like it. You don't want to be a target, right? Like nobody wants to be a target. But the thing is, in Singapore, I'm not complaining about saying I love Singapore. Okay, and my Singaporean followers right here. Singapore's a good place to live. But Singapore is a bubble. Okay, Singapore is a contained bubble. This how the the life that's in this country, the safety, the amount of security, the amount of surveillance and penalties and police search and everything, it's extreme. So it's a bubble where people feel very safe. And if you don't, when people feel safe, what happens? You let your guard down and you do things that are not reflective of the real world. Okay, the real world is not Malaysia. The real world is everywhere else out of Singapore. Singapore is a bubble. Okay, Singapore is it makes a great place to live. You know, if you have children, this is like the best. You know, don't have to worry. Great education. But yeah, the moment you step out of this country, my take, okay, and then my Singaporean folks can correct me and say that I'm crazy, but I don't think I am. I've lived here long enough to know that this place, nowhere else like it, okay? From safety, from stuff like that, nowhere I don't have. Not even in Australia, where I've also lived in. No, even in Australia, it's like, oh, there's some dodgy alleys around here. Dodgy, dodgy, dodgy. Oh, actually, yeah, Japan. Yeah, I forgot about Japan. Japan, I think so. I think also because Japan, the culture, the people. I mean, I'm talking about the the Japanese culture is also very, very protective. But I don't know how, like, security, like surveillance security is available in Japan. Like, it's because Japan is very safe. It's also because the people there are naturally very good. Like, they don't see a value in taking your things. And if I think if any kind of robbery happens there or whatever bad things that happen there, is most likely non-Japanese. Oh my god, so bad. I'm probably gonna get hate for this. But in Singapore, it's also the people, yes, because they don't see a value in doing bad things, bad petty things. But I feel like there's also this element of heightened security. Like, if you do a petty theft, the punishment is so crazy. They're like, no, I don't want to rob the auntie for $100. No, if I want to do a robbery, I do the big guns, like $millions. But for the $100, not worth my time, because the penalty is like 20 years in jail. I'm just making that up, okay? But it's so crazy that it's like, no, not worth it. So it just it detracts all of this thing. I'm not sure about Japan. Like, is the penalty for petty theft so bad? Or it's just that the people there are just doesn't see a value in it. So I don't know. But it's safe. It's safe. Death by hanging. Yeah. Japanese practice mindfulness. So it's the people that just they respect. So, you know, they don't come and like rob you for no reason. But Singapore, I feel like it's more curated, right? It's more curated by the government, the amount of, you know, teaching and rules and regulations, which, you know, works, slightly different. First time you see me in green, this is like olive green. I'm turning a bit blue because of the light, and yeah. Anyway, it's nice to see everybody here. I was thinking, like, nobody's gonna join me because this is like a random chat with Cat. Oh my gosh, when I watch this rerun, it's gonna be so weird. There's like totally 10% luxury chit chat, right? It's just random chats. Anyway, cheers, whatever you're having. It's 7 o'clock in the evening in Singapore, Malaysia, same time. But yeah, I miss Japan. Oh my gosh, I miss going there for a holiday. I want to go Tokyo. I want to go Osaka. I want to go Kyoto. I want to go. Where else I want to go? I want to go to that place. I forgot. I was planning to go there this year, but I forgot. Love it. Oh, yeah, I love. And yeah, I want to go Europe as well. I don't know. I want to go so many places. I think we're all having like travel. What's the word? Like not rejection, like withdrawal. Fukuoka. Yes, thank you, girl. Fukuoka. Yes, travel withdrawal. Like, oh, you know, there is a travel bubble. Okay, that Singapore and Hong Kong is talking about. So Singapore and Hong Kong is doing an arrangement of this travel bubble because both countries have apparently really been able to contain the spread. So the news was, what was it, last week? I think the news was last week. And they're saying that, they will come up with this travel arrangements where Singaporeans or Singapore people in Singapore can travel to Hong Kong without getting quarantined as long as they do the test. And there's no need to have any purpose. You can be holiday, work, anything. It's just like normal traveling. And then from Hong Kong, you can come to Singapore. I tell you, you're going to see a lot of Singapore people, travelers from Singapore in Hong Kong and vice versa in the next few months when that gets launched. Like, I'm going to be in Hong Kong. Okay, like, we're going. Anybody in Hong Kong? Maggie, you booked a cruise for 2022. Do they allow bookings like 14 months 14 months ahead? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I should do a vlog. Oh man. I want to go holiday so badly. There's a lot of staycations happening in Singapore. All countries should do it. No need quarantine. Bobo, Australia is in talks with Japan, Seoul, Singapore, New Zealand for the travel bubble. Not sure when. Yeah. There's there's all these talks, right? This is like marketing, hyping up the country. Like, yeah, don't worry, we'll be reopening soon, countrymen, don't worry. It's coming. The government is doing something, and then no sound. 1 month later, it's still in talks. We're still fine-tuning the details. We'll get you the details soon. Don't worry, it's happening. We're adding more countries. Three months pass. Then they'll throw, we have agreed and signed an understanding. An understanding that we will have a travel bubble. But we're still working on the details. They were like, oh my God, it's been 5 freaking months. Hello! But at least it's news, right? It's news. It gets the country hopeful. Like, oh, we might be going Australia. Like, wasn't that like 3 months ago? Still not happening, is it? Why? Oh, only signed the understanding. Okay. Both sides have to talk, right? And after that, 2 months later, one country will say, we already agreed the terms. We're just waiting for the other guy. And then the other guy says, we agreed the terms. We're just waiting for the other guy. And then they just they blame each other for a while and nothing happens still. So, it's not me. It's not me. It's not me. It's them. Not me. It's not me. To me, okay, I feel so bad, but to me, it's buying time, right? It's buying time to, because they're not in a rush, right? There's no rush to create this travel bubble. It's the country people who vote for the government and say that, dudes, are you doing anything? Because we're stuck here and you're not doing anything. Let us out. And they're like, oh shit, I'm gonna lose votes. So we're doing something. We're talking to that guy, but that guy's he's not getting back to us. No, it's not me. Not me. Not me. Delay tactics. I mean, I'm sure it's happening, but it's probably not at the pace that they make it out to be. Okay, if anybody in the Singapore government is watching my live stream, please don't kick me out of Singapore. I think I know what I'm talking about. I think it's probably happening just really like it's not a priority, okay, for the governments to do it. It's it's definitely a thing to do. It's a to-do list. But the priority is to protect the country from more and more cases. And testing, vaccine, or whatever. So having people go holidaying between countries is not a priority. It is something that will help them get votes and, lock down support for the government, that they're doing something to help the people. But it's not really lah. That's how I see it. It's good, rah, 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 yeah, we're talking to Australia, yeah. And everybody's like, yes, very good. Singapore, you very good. Talk to Australia today. Until today, talk to Australia until today, I haven't seen anything, This talk to Australia, Brunei, Seoul, Thailand, this travel bubble, I've seen it since July. But we're still here. You're still here? I'm still here. Hello? Hello? And I thought I heard some kind of travel bubble between China as well. That was like, I think that was in June. I kind of remember there was this big news, or not big, all right, it was a news that Singapore is talking to China to do some kind of travel bubble, but nothing happened. And then, of course, Malaysia does the same thing. Malaysia is like, we let these countries come in. It's up to them whether they want to come in. Wow! Even better. Malaysia came out with the news. My Malaysian people are here. They had this news that, like, I think, of course, this was before the resurgence of cases. Like, maybe about 3 months ago, the news article came out and said that we let Australia, New Zealand, Thailand, Vietnam all come. No problem. We let you come in. No problem. But if you can come in, we can go there. And then, big news, I said, wow, very good, Malaysia. Blame on everybody else. Then after that, nothing happened. That's the tactic, I tell you. Say, I let you come in, but you got to let my people go to your country. So, you decide. You decide. I love it. I love the politics in this kind of like tug of war of tactics, So funny. It's amusing, but it's so interesting because I think it's like a chess game. It's like strategy, and it's it's like you're playing with each other's minds and you're just like saying who's gonna move next and how they share the information. Love it. Maggie is saying, World Health Organization said that lockdown can cause lots of harm. Cure may be worse than the disease. Yeah. Probably. Are they talking about like mental health? Right? How is everybody's mental health? Like, how is, like, honestly, like, since we're having a chit chat, how is your mental health today? I'm not laughing at whatever you say. I'm just saying that how is everybody feeling? It's been how many? It's been 10 months. Yeah, October. I mean, for seriously, like I would say since February is where people really started to like, ooh, my God, what's happening? So it's been like 9 months of, 9 months of things going in your head. Stella, up and down. I'm so bored. I feel like there's nothing really to look forward for. Holly, Les Mills keeps me going. Did I hear about Adam Snow? No, I didn't. What happened to him? I think so. Yeah, Adam, very familiar. I need to check. What happened to Adam? Stephanie, mental health, yoga for sanity, home-based learning can give you real headaches, like real ones. Yeah, that's true. Mental health, medical health not be addressed, starvation. Oh, I see. Lack of education. Like I don't know how kids who have not gone back to school for so long, how are they gonna be? But kids bounce back so fast. But I was just thinking, like, how are they going to be put back into the schooling system? Like for us who've been working from home for so long, you need to adjust, right? You need to adjust to go back to work. I am definitely a person that likes to work in the office. I do enjoy the ability to be working at home, and I appreciate it. I'm very, very thankful that I can. But I find myself very personal. I find myself to be more work productive in the office than I am at home. I just find myself very distracted when I'm at home. And that's just, I don't know, that's just me because I find things to do. Oh my gosh! Adam, an attack and pump presented committed suicide. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I should. Which is actually why, we decided to do this Skype family call every single day because I'm here myself, yeah, but I'm busy with my less meals running around and that. Then, but I'm worried about my parents and my husband and then my brother in the UK who's also, on his own doing his thing. So, when I feel like when you're alone in a situation like this, it really eats at you. Like, yeah, it's really tough, especially when you get in your own head. So yeah, I'm back happy. So I'm just reading your comments, yeah. So as I go, Sarah's like, great, because I don't have to see my colleagues every day. Really? I actually miss the interaction with people. I mean, I do get it from my classes all the time. Like every single day, when I teach my classes, seeing the members, I don't lack the interaction, but I do miss work interaction. It's just slightly different. You can complain about work and all that. So wait, it missed. It says here that I am back happy saying it's just been tiring overall. The uncertainty has caused a bit of anxiety. I think I'm thankful for my family and I'm able to work from home, but I do want to go out once in a while. Yeah, agreed. Maggie, rich kids are fine. Private schools in my area have opened safely. Public schools with lower income families are kept at home. It makes me so sad to think if inequalities during this time. Yeah, true. Joyce, I do attack and combat. I don't know how you do it with my. I teach combat. Punch, 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 punch. I teach body pump. Body pump is not so bad, but I wear my wristbands. Right, I wear a very tight wristband so that when I do my punching, the bracelets don't move up and down. There was one time I was punching so hard for combat that my Justin clue flew off my hand. I don't know what did I do. Like I was punching so hard in air, and I think the way it was pressing on my skin, it unhinged. So I was like, my bracelet. Stella, no, I haven't seen the coasters. Good thing that thing came out of lockdown. I started working 5 days ago. Nothing else to do. Really enjoy Les Mills virtually with a group of friends. Yeah, virtual Les Mills. Agreed. Bobo, my kids have done online school for almost a whole year. Went back last week. Oh my gosh. How are they taking it after a year of home learning? My goodness. VJ, I find more exercises I do, I feel better. It's true. My mind totally clears. It's true. So I think one of the things that probably we should do for ourselves, especially if you feel down, is to do something for ourselves. Like and not like, do more work, like really just do something for yourself. So for me, I go to the gym, but gym for me is also like semi work. So I do feel like, I have to be turned on and teach my class so that I give a good class. So I'm not really exercising for me, I'm exercising for my members. So in a way, yes, I get a good workout, but my mind is not rested. If It's hard to explain, but it's kind of like a teacher. So for me, to really unwind and something that I do for myself for real is that, like this lah, I'm just sitting down here like, oh, yes. And then, or like one of the things I try to do is I have a long shower, and then I'll wash my face properly. I'll scrub down, and then I'll put a mask and just waste a couple of hours and do my skincare. And I tell you, it's so simple, but it really just clears your mind. Like for me, that's what I do. And for many people who have that opportunity to do exercises, it's good. It just clears your mind and it takes you away from doing the mundane, the usual mundane things, and it feels good. And it's actually really important, right? Because mental health is a real thing. And I'm not laughing at it, because I experienced it when I was younger. I had, I've talked about it before in one of my older videos, that I personally went through a depression for about 10 years. And it took a lot. It took a lot out of me and my family and stuff like that to kind of get out of it. And it never really, you're out. I mean, I'm out of it from the deepest hole, like the whole hole, the deep, 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 deep hole. But it's something that you always have to be, for me, I have to be mindful not to let myself sink back into it, because it's a very comfortable place to be, down. Trust me, it's very comfortable. So yeah, I think mental health is something that needs to be addressed. For a lot of people don't know how to talk about it. It's not easy to talk about. It's very hard to pinpoint, and it's easy for somebody to say, just go and do something, just go and exercise, just go and do this. It's easy for people to say, but when you're in it, like you're feeling not so good, it's hard to do that something. So you got to keep it in check, make sure those screws are not like really, and I'm not laughing at the screws, because my screws was loose for 10 years. And it was hard, like really hard. Like wow. I don't ever want to go back there ever again. It's a state of mind that, wow, it's so dark and so lonely. Yeah, I think that's like the right word. Dark and lonely and difficult. And it doesn't affect only you, it affects everyone around you. Like everybody was worried, like, oh my God. And then you worry some more, and like, oh my God, it's not my fault. Oh my God. And then just like, okay, that's it. We're done with this shit. And I dug myself out of that hole inch by inch. It was so painful. Maybe that's why I love handbags. It's like now I'm like, oh, we like this bright hole, because this bright hole now is handbags. Yeah. But yeah, mental health is no laughing matter. It's tough. Okay, so Joyce, you're asking me, were you still buying handbags and luxuries during the period of depression? Let me think about it. I was, but it had nothing really to do with. Okay, maybe I explain. Yeah, it was like it was like it was like as if I was bipolar, like bipolar. I'm don't say bipolar. Okay, maybe I had two personalities. I To people who knew me, right, during that period, they didn't know that I had demons that I was fighting in my head, because I was still very effective at work. I still did my work. I did my job. I was actually I was high performing. Okay, and I still bought my Balenciaga bags. Actually, during that whole period, the only thing that people saw during that time, that 10 years, was that I was a bit thin. And I I was also, besides being depressed, I was also suffering from a eating disorder, right? So, but nobody could help me in that, because I was still eating my food, and I was still, I was sort of normal on the outside, but inside I wasn't right. And people who were close to me, they knew. But for people like who my colleagues and all, they just saw me as this cat who's really loud, who was very active, who did a lot of things. But oh my god, I had demons. Okay, and my family knew it. They couldn't pick. It's like the moment I reached home, like how do you say, like when I'm on the outside, when I meet a new person, it's like I had this persona that I set up, I created, to make sure that nobody knew what I was going through. But the moment I go home, I become this ghost of a shell of a ghost at home, and I shut everybody out. I don't talk to anybody. I don't pick up any phone calls. I I don't eat. I don't have. But the moment somebody new comes into my life, like a friend, I become this person that I created. So they were like, she's a bit thin, huh? But she's okay. She's really hardworking. She's very nice. So it was this dual personality that I created, and I kept it up for 10 years. And so to hide something, I guess, yeah, I guess. But I know it was it wasn't sustainable, and I kept I went deeper and deeper into this hole, and I've never contemplated on other things. Like I never gone to that deep sense, but I was filled with such sadness, and I was filled with such like, I don't know, I was just how to explain. I was filled with such sadness, I felt so lonely. Like I couldn't tell people what I was going through, because I didn't know why I was going through it. I felt so lonely. I felt so um yeah, like alone and helpless. And I couldn't understand why that when I was, getting a good job, my colleagues loved me. I was, I was still, I was still doing work well. I was getting good projects. My bosses loved me. I knew my family loved me. I felt so alone. It was like this dark hole that I couldn't understand. Oh my gosh, my family, my mom was crying every day, because she was just, the moment I like reached home, like, because I was still living with my parents, I reached home, I would just literally come out of the car, and I would just like drag my feet into my room, and I'll close the door, and I'll just sit in the room until the next morning. I wake up and I go to work, and I do this whole performance again for work, or with friends that see me after a long time. And it was like as if I had this actress cat that nobody I just wanted to make sure that nobody knew what I couldn't explain to them. Yeah, so I can imagine what it feels like especially this year. because a lot of people are lonely and they can't express it. And I've been there, done that, and it's so bad. Like, I catch myself sometimes, like, you have to physically pull yourself out from this hole. Like, nobody helped me. I didn't go and see a psychiatrist. I didn't see, I didn't see, no doctors. Doctors didn't know how to help me because I was so, like, anorexically thin. Like, you think I'm thin? Oh my God. I was like, 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 they will dig back some of my older photos anyway. Like this is huge. Like, my hand was like this small, like that. So thin. Oh my God, so ugly. And I just shrunk. Anyway, but those were, it was so hard, and and one more thing, I was so angry as well. So I was so depressed and lonely, and I was also so angry because I was so angry. I wasn't sure I was angry at myself or I was angry at people, because people who came up to me and say things like, Cat, you should eat. Cat, you should Cat, just eat. Just do this, do that, do this. I actually was very angry at them because they made it sound so easy to fix something that they thought it's easy. So I guess when I feel like a lot of people will go through this kind of thing, they have a varied emotions, and maybe that's why I started to push a lot of people away, because I didn't want to deal with the demons, and I didn't want people to talk to me about it, and to be defensive about my loneliness. I was angry. So I tell you, performance wise, work number one. Doing my projects number one. Never late for work, nothing. A student, A everything. But oh my gosh, I got some demons. But I can tell you right now, there's no performance. This is Cat, okay? I dug myself out of it. I made a choice. I made a choice that it's a life worth living, and I needed to do it for myself, and I needed to do it for my family, my mom, my dad, and of course that time I had my husband or boyfriend. Then I had to do something. Like, I had to do it for me. So yeah, it's sort of like smoking, right? You make a choice. Like, nobody can tell you, Cat, stop smoking. You cannot one. You can tell the person to do it, but they themselves have to make the choice. So with depression, it's quite. I mean, I'm just generalizing. I'm really generalizing, but for my case, it was something that I had to pull myself out of. So yeah, easy, right? Being a lesbian instructor, actually. And I think one of the things that also kept my mind off it was going into Les Mills. I think that created a community for me, and then I made friends. They saw me like this skinny chick, like, oh my God, what's wrong with her? And they somehow there was a lot of encouragement, and then I slowly picked myself out of it through various. It wasn't this one solution, it wasn't gym as my ultimate goal, but it was many things of people caring, people who I tried to push away, but they stuck around, like their goal. Okay, they're like, I like some people, like they call me a few times and like I don't pick up the phone, but they hung around. Those are the gems. Like they just tried. They just tried. And so you got all these little pockets of things, and then you got my mom, my dad, and then you got the gym and everything. And it just suddenly one day I'm like, all right, you know what? That's it. This is ridiculous. I want to eat my curry, okay? Because I'm gonna eat my curry. I'm I miss eating food. Then I just decided, you know what? All right, we're digging out of this hole. Because it's boring there. So okay, Maggie's asking, what clicked for you and did you take medication? No, I didn't take any medication, which is probably why it took so long. Like, it really took so long. Like, probably I was like it's like extended maybe, but what clicked? I just felt I don't know. I think it was a gradual click, like not like that, not like smoking like that. It was gradual. Like, I think towards the maybe halfway mark, maybe at the 7th or 8th year, I was really tired. Like, I was probably at a fork road where I was really like the lowest point already, right? And at that point, I think what really made me just like, I need to change was because maybe my eyes opened up to see the people who loved me around me. Like, there was my parents, then I made some new friends, and I started to get into a different kind of job. So I just think that kind of turning point just made me gradually make a choice to get better. Like, I didn't like one day like, okay, I'm going to get better. No, it didn't happen like that. It was like I wasn't sure if I could do it. I wasn't sure if I could, and it was just like, like a tug of war of myself in my own head. And I just decided over time, like making little choices along the way to make the change to be better. And then suddenly one day I'm like, I think I'm better. It just happened. I didn't make like, okay, we're gonna get better. I just like sort of like made little choices into that direction, which I think happens for a lot of people as well. Like, if I made the decision not to take the step, the better step, I could have gone then the other direction, which is really frightening as well, because it's so much easier not to try. It's so much easier to just, no, it's okay, like, just push it away and be in this safer position. Whereas taking the step to get better is sort of scary. Yeah, it's sort of like me opening up, me sharing, maybe because also I had the eating disorder, right? So for me to, eat a full meal, or even, no, not even a full meal, like eat half of my meal and just hold it down, like just like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, did I just eat that? Did I just eat that? Because it's all in my head. But it's all those little steps where I'm like, okay, we're doing it. Okay, go to sleep. Eat the burger and go to sleep. And it's all put together because I don't know, it's just so weird. So those little steps that took me to this direction was gradual, Maggie. It didn't happen. Yeah. Yeah, and I had friends. So I knew I had a few friends in that path. And actually my best friend Sharim is definitely a big help, because I think when she first met me, I was at that fork road, and she knew that this girl that she met, this skinny girl that she met, had more. Like, she told me when she first met me, she said, when I first met you, I knew you, as in me, had a lot of secrets. And I actually never, until even after she's passed on, I never admitted to her that I had this issue. But I have, out of 10 years of knowing her, I'm so secretive that I only shared with her a little bit. And I told her eventually that I felt like she was definitely one who stuck around. Like, she would see me eat, let's say like this bowl of rice, right? I would eat it, but you could see I'm like struggling. And I'm not and I wasn't worried of being thin, but it was just that it was no longer natural to me. And I was just like, I'll eat it like I'll sit there like I would eat it like it's like it was like the most difficult thing to do, I'm telling you. And nobody helped me, right? And I remember eating it, and my friend Sherry should be looking at me like that. She wanted to make sure I ate it. She didn't know. We've never talked about it, but she was like my silent police that I would eat it like okay, okay. Then we'll chat. So while my food is digested. So oh my god, that was painful. But I felt like I didn't want to disappoint her as well. Like I just we gotta do this. We gotta do this. Oh man, my god. No, girl, Sarah, I never seek treatment. I never. It's accumulation of many things, you know. The I think the eating disorder is part of the depression. It was like it's like stuck together, you know, at the hip, side by side. So it stemmed from me, and then it escalated into food, and it just was so connected that I couldn't split them apart. So I was also feeling lonely and I didn't want to eat. But then when I eat, I felt very upset with myself. And then I felt lonely again, like nobody wants to help me. So it was all this whole thing of mental that affected me, and I turned into a skeleton. But yeah, so we fixed one by one, you know, step by step. Because I can tell you, I've only seen doctor out of my 10 years for one time. And that doctor, if I saw him today for this for treatment, let's say I'm still in it, and I was in that space and I saw him today, I tell you that doctor will be sued for malpractice. No, I don't think any doctor will be so unkind. Like I remember it so clearly. It was only one. It was like one of my very no, actually, wait, I should say that again. It was my one and only time that I tried to take a step. And I think that was in like maybe my third or fourth year that I knew I was going downhill. And it was still really early, but I knew I was going downhill because I couldn't eat and I was just like not sure. And I was going downhill. And I remember I was like, oh my God, I'm so worried. Like, am I going to die? Right? Why? Maybe there's something that I can do. Maybe a doctor can help me. And I went there and I remember the doctor, he took one look at me, right? One look at me. And he just said to me, like a dog, like, I don't know if doctors are trained like that, okay? But he looked at me, he said that, he looked at me like this, and I remember his face so clearly. He said, are you anorexic? You're not eating, right? Are you anorexic? And I was sitting there going like, no, I'm not. I felt like he was scolding me, you know, for something that I had felt I had no control over. I didn't know what was wrong with. I knew I was, like I knew I was, but I didn't know how to help me. Like I didn't know what I needed to do so that I could eat my food without feeling scared of it and feeling angry at myself for eating, or feeling like I did something wrong for something. You know what I mean? I just couldn't figure it out. Like, why is my sadness connected to the food? Like, I couldn't figure it out. But oh my God, I remember that doctor's face. Subang Jaya Medical Center. That doctor took one look at me, this skinny chick at probably 40 kilos. I remember my weight as well, 41 or 42 kilos. And he looked at me and he said, are you anorexic? Why you so thin, huh? Are you anorexic? Oh my God. I was like, no, I just didn't. and I walked out. I mean, after that, whatever, and I left. And I never seeked any more treatment ever since that. That was like, okay. I know. But that was, I mean, talking about like how many years ago? Wait, that's like 88, no, maybe like 15 over years ago, maybe more. I was 20 something, yeah, 20. Yeah, so I don't know what was he jumping at, but yeah, so it's not easy because which is probably why people don't know how to find treatment. So anyway, coming back to the pandemic, which is my long story of sharing of why I feel mental health, and I'm not laughing about it because I know I laughing about it is probably my reaction. What's it called? Like people laugh when they're nervous. So I'm doing that right now. It something that we have to be very mindful of during this time. Loneliness is a scary thing, and if you don't have family here or wherever you are, and if you're living alone or whatever, it's really, really important to keep this thing here like protected. You have to like protect your space because it's a crazy thing up there. Coping, thank you, Vivian. Coping mechanism. Yeah, laughing. My giggles are my coping mechanism. Yeah, totally. Yeah, I mean, now it took me years. Okay, it's it's a let me count. It's nearly 19 years since I first started to have this problem. Okay, this illness it's been 19 years since my first experience. Okay, my first, like, I think there's something not right with me. But it's taken me like years to actually share it. Like, I only my first time talking about it, I did it in a video on my YouTube. But before that, I think maybe, yeah, just so recent, 5 years ago, maybe 5 years ago. Yeah, my first time sharing it. And oh man, it's like this dirty little secret that you have. Now I can tell it. Like, people ask me, I'll just say, yeah, I used to have it. But that time, it was something terrible. It's like, yeah, like a dirty little secret that you want to hide under the carpet, that I was so ashamed of. I was so ashamed, and I was so, like, how to say, like, I failed. I failed my family. I failed myself. I disappointed. It's just that I did something wrong that I, yeah. So strange, the brain. Like, I just don't know how to, I could, like, as if I'm so weak and I couldn't handle things, that I'm taking in on this depression. But it's so, it's like an invisible demon in your head. But the feeling that I felt to even talk about it was filled with shame and, yeah, just disappointment and disbelief almost. Like, oh my gosh, this girl who is supposedly good and clever and scholarship and all this thing, but she's depressed. Oh my God, what's wrong with her? What's wrong with you? Right. So anyway, people talk about it. I know now it's like the trendy thing to talk about. But there is a purpose for the trendy thing to talk about, because it's a real thing. It gives people the opportunity, who, like me, suffered for it for a long time, an outlet to share. And yeah, talking helps, I guess. Talking definitely helps. Yeah, I think the Asian culture about being perfect and ideal life doesn't help. There is definitely some element of that. I love my parents, but I feel like definitely there is that stigma that doesn't necessarily need to be Asian. I guess there is that expectation that if you are a parent, I feel maybe not nowadays, but in the previous olden days, maybe you want your child to succeed, right? And you pour a lot of love to your child, and sometimes the when there's an issue from the child, but not not the child's making an issue, but because the child knows that, oh my gosh, so much love, so much expectation, so much care came from me, for me not to be less than what is expected, not necessarily perfect, but less than what's expected, is in the child's mind maybe like, I disappointed you, and I'm not good enough, all these things were like probably the reason, yeah. One of the reasons that you just feel like, oh my God, I can't talk about my mental health. We got no time to talk about mental health. We got no time. But yeah, people. So you can use my live stream and talk about your mental health. Go right ahead, okay? No problemo. You can come and talk to me. I share. You can even call me. Kat, I don't feel so good. Come. No problem. I'll talk to you. I will listen. I'm a very good listener. Okay. Though I talk a lot on my YouTube channel, I am a good listener. That's what my best friend told me. She says that she would talk, 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 and I'll just listen. And you know, that's how it is. Maybe that's the training that I got from my stint with this situation, because I don't talk. I just listen, but I don't say anything. Yeah, but auntie cat to the rescue. Okay, come talk to me. I will just sit there and just, that's true. And then you say something that I'll be like, yes, that's true. And I'm listening. I'm not just saying that's true. I'm listening. And it's free, free, Don't have to pay me any physician consulting fee. Just buy me a Rattler grapefruit. uh yeah. I'm glad. And I see, and I see some friends, like, who I talk to once in a while. I know they're going through something. Like, I know, how do you say, I can see like little signs of it when I talk to some people, like their mental space is a bit troubled. So for me, what I do for myself is I just make an effort to call them. I will, like, hey, what do you go out? Let's go for a drink, let's go out. Just because I knew some friends did it for me, and I knew I pushed them away, but they hung around. So I'm trying to do that for these people that I know are they're probably in the initial phases of it, where they're just like stuck, right? So yeah, if you if you see like people who, or you just feel, our actually, human, we are like, from our instinct, you got to listen to your instinct. Like, if you know your friends out there, or your family, actually family members, if you know they have some issue, like, m- my personal experience is not to push it. Let them have that mental space to share, that safe space to share. Don't push them, but also, like, keep an eye on them. Like, seriously, keep an eye on them. But don't be like hawking over them as well. You know what I mean? Just make an extra effort to just say, hey, are you okay? Call them up even more regularly, like a little bit more, because it helps. It's just that, yeah, it helps. Just call them. And if you think they're okay, just call them and say, hey, how are you? Hey, what you doing? Hey, you want to do this? Are you okay? Hey, how's this? Just chat with them, keep them off it. Because once they're alone or whatever, and they're not in that space, sometimes it can go haywire. So yeah. Yeah, it's true, Maggie. Sometimes the highly seemingly successful people are fighting depression. My son's close friend committed suicide the day after graduation. It's true. Okay, let's change topic from cat now. That Korean superstars, like every few weeks, like one of them commits suicide. And it just goes to show how crazy, like, our mind can be, like, and I use crazy as in really like crazy, because we can put our how we not how crazy and compartmentalized we can be, how these people are so successful, right? They put on this whole persona, which is what I sort of did, but in my own, normal mortal human being position, where I created this persona where people just like, she's okay. I don't see anything wrong with her. Still the same. In fact, when she's quiet, there's something wrong, where I created this persona. And these superstars, they probably do the same thing, right? In front of the world and audience, when they're singing or dancing or acting or just doing whatever, they seem just okay, just right. But behind the closed doors, oh my gosh, there are some serious demons. And I think for them, it's even more amplified because, like I was saying earlier, right? I said in front of my colleagues and my work and my whatever, people that I just didn't want to show the true colors to, I did everything right. But the moment I closed the doors and with my safe family and all, I sunk into this very deep in my personality, right? Deep and lonely space where I just like don't want to do anything, don't want to eat, just stone like that. And the how do you say, the jump from this cat persona to this cat reality is big, right? Because I feel it's big. But for these superstars, their persona is like this. Like they probably feel even more disappointed with themselves that they cannot be this thing that the world wants them to be. It's like this big. For me, it was like it's big, but I felt it. I didn't like it. But theirs is like this big, which is probably why a lot of them just felt the pressure, like, oh my god, I don't know, just crazy, like so many, like, oh my gosh. Yeah, Stephanie, you're right. Intense pressure, you're right. If they feel they're not good and they're not good enough, it's like this, Mine is probably like this is like this. And it's a build up, over years from the moment they were like popped out. You're supposed to be a superstar. And then I don't know, man. I'm like, wow, chills. Oh, Haruma, yes, those big stars. One was there was two Japanese. There was one lady. She was a like wrestler, like Japanese wrestler. Like she was so young, 19. Like, oh my god, so much, so young. Terrible, terrible. And there was these few other people like in America, like the really big superstars. The one that I remember, the two that actually really like shocked me was Will Anthony Bourdain, the chef. Though he was also a bit like, yeah, you could see his character from all his videos, his channel series and his sharing and his books. Anthony Bourdain was one, and then what's his name? The comedy William. What's his name? The comedian that did Mrs. Doubtfire. What's his name? People, what's his name? Something William. Robin Williams. Thank you. I was like, oh my god. I think I cried because I really love so many of his shows. I cried. And then Anthony Bourdain was another one. I was like, oh my gosh. Super, super duper, duper, duper successful, but Wow, demons, man! I'm telling you, Robin Williams, Anthony Bourdain, yeah, that was scary. I watched Mrs. Doubtfire like multiple times, and I remember crying. And there was one more show that he did, Robin Williams, that I really loved. Oh, I cannot remember right now. There was one that I don't know. Some of his movies are so good. I cried, cried. Let me think. Robin Williams. There was one more. Like it was something like he was he was older. Like he was stuck in a body. His mind was young, but his body was old. What show is that? Patch was it Patch Adams? I can't remember. Was it Patch Adams? The one where the Brian, I remember the song some more. Brian Adams Star. I cried in that show. Robin Williams. Oh my god, can somebody help me? What's the movie? Robin Williams acted as this old man, but in the body of an old man, but he was actually Jack. Yes, Jack. Do you guys remember Jack? Oh my god, I cried, cried. Makes me want to watch. I wonder if Netflix has Jack. Yeah, Jack, right? I know everybody, 104 of you are gonna watch Jack. and then the song, the theme song, Brian Adams, Star. Oh man. Download that song right now on Spotify. No, the robot one, yeah. That's the one. He got old 4 times faster, and and it was so sad. It was such a good show. Damn it! Why did you commit suicide? Anyway, good actor, that one. Good actor. Are we all gonna watch Jack? Are we all gonna watch Jack? It's like really good. It's been a long time. I wonder if Netflix has it. Does anybody have Netflix? Yeah, we're all human. Exactly, Stephanie. We're all human. So, people, this pandemic, this year has been really shitty. Like, with everything. But for the normal people, like, that's where we just have to be extra mindful that we don't let ourselves fall into it. Like, just you have to, you have to physically stop yourself. Like, just do things because we're still able to do things. Like we have that mental capacity to do things. Once you really fall into it, doing things becomes very hard. Like really, waking up becomes hard, eating becomes hard, sleeping becomes hard. It just becomes a chore. So now that we are, pretty much like, no, we'll never get depressed. I'm telling you, you got to protect that, okay? Have to. So now I can tell you, do things. As long as you're not in that space, you can do things. Go and exercise, go and have a beer, go and, walk. Yeah, let's watch Jack, everybody. Let's watch Jack. Then we can talk about Jack during Saturday's live stream. And Amy will be like, Jack? Why are you talking about Jack? A little secret. Yeah. Stella, I can't watch it. I cry too much. You know what? Actually, I don't mind having a good cry. Like, watch a movie and just like, rah, rah. Crying is actually really healthy because you let it all out, like, ah, ah. And then it feels really good, but don't do it too often. Don't cry too often because then there's something wrong, okay? But once in a while, a good cry, oh man, it's a good one, I love crying. Crazy. How many people loves crying? Like a good one, like one of those movies where you just like, and then for no reason you can't stop. It just keeps coming out, everywhere. It's actually really like, it is like release. Once in a while, okay? Once in a while. Please don't make it a habit. Don't make it like a weekly hobby. It's like a good scare, right? A good horror movie. Like, ah! Ah! No, maybe not horror movie. Yeah, a good chick flick cry kind of thing is pretty awesome. Which is why these Taiwanese, okay, change topic. Oh my gosh, we hit 2 hours. Change topic. Those Taiwanese, for my European and Western hemisphere, maybe not, don't know. But those Taiwanese series that it's sort of like those Korean dramas, which is probably why Korean dramas are so popular as well. But those Taiwanese series before the Korean drama used to came so popular, Taiwanese series gives you a good cry. Like every single 1 hour series is like, my mother, and every single episode they will bawl their eyes out. And I used to tell because my mom last time used to love to watch Taiwanese series. And I used to tell her, because she would cry with the show, she'd be like, and then the like 3-4 women on the TV would be like, oh, they were together. And I used to like watch my mom like, can you stop watching these Taiwanese? They're just crying. They cry from minute 1 until minute 59. They cry. And then the 60-minute is just, the credits. And then they start the next episode. Then they start again some drama. Then they cry throughout the whole series. Okay, I think that's enough crying. Oh, you see? Meteor Garden. I don't watch Korean dramas, by the way. That's because I know once I start, I cannot stop. So I don't watch Korean dramas. I know a lot of people watch Korean dramas. Even my boss watches Korean drama. Like, there's a lot of Korean drama, but I can't. I know myself. I'll just sit there and just like, so dangerous, okay? Korean drama recently, it's okay not to be okay, to not be okay. See, even the title makes you want to cry. It's okay. It's okay not to not be okay. You see, this pandemic has caused Korean drama explosion as well. Bobo, I cried so much watching It's Okay. Had to pause because I couldn't stop. I'm telling you, that is one of the formulas, proven Korean drama formulas. There has to be a crying element because the crying element makes it so emotionally attaching. Like it grips you right inside the heart, where you feel it so deeply. You're like, oh, so good. This Korean drama is so good. Continue. Next. Wow. Which, it's a formula. It hits every single human emotion. Got you. Next. Which is why I don't go near it. Because I know once I get, it's like, wow, that was a good one, man. I laughed and laughed, maybe in the series or whatever. And then one of the episodes, I cried. And I vouched for the girl who was chasing after this guy, but he dismissed her love because he was harping for another woman. But the other woman loved the other guy. And they don't love each other. And I'm like, oh my God, why? Don't you just love her? She loves you so much. Win. Next. I should be a director. I think it will work. It's a proven formula. Proven. Such a beautiful ending. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh man, see all the Korean drama stories are coming out already. I can see they're all like, watch this one, it'll never end. Such a beautiful ending. What's this Tale of Nine Tails? It's also good. Are y'all recommending Korean dramas to each other? Watch The Kingdom. Emily in Paris. Oh, Greek dramas. There's a lot of face slaps. Oh man. So funny. You know, I'll tell you a funny story. My boss who doesn't love to eat Korean food because she doesn't like to eat garlic. My boss doesn't love to eat garlic. But because of the pandemic, she's been watching a lot of Korean drama. Now she's obsessed with Korean food. I'm like, crazy. Korean food is full of garlic. There's a lot of kneeling in Korean dramas. Oh man, that's bad. Yeah, I will exactly, Maggie. I will be a zombie if I watch Korean dramas. Oh, you know what? Okay, since since we're talking about Netflix, did y'all watch like the recent Chris Watts? Is it Chris Watts? Is it the Chris Watts series? Like, no, wait. Is it the Chris Watts? Is it? I forgot the name of that. Watch the series. It's not a series. It's one movie, Netflix movie. It's a true crime one called Chris Watts. Is it I don't know the name of the Netflix show. An American Murder. Did you watch that? Oh man, we should do. You know what? You should everybody go and watch the Chris Watts. I'll give you homework if you haven't watched it. Go and watch the Chris Watts murder. Hey, no, wait, Chris Watts murder? Basically the murder of this American murder. And when we do the next live stream, like maybe a happy hour live stream, we can dissect it. Like, oh my God. Because if we talk about it, it'll be another hour. You know, I don't have another hour, but wow. Like, dude, why don't you just divorce them? Why annihilate the entire family? Is it the Watts murders? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I got sucked. I'm telling you, I'm sucked in, you know. So on top of watching all my luxury handbag, like, ooh, Maggie come up with a new video. Woohoo. I'm like checking all this Chris Watts, you know, conspiracy theory stories. And I'm telling you, my I think the girlfriend had something to do with it. True crime. Shall we do one for one more happy hour live stream? Shall we do one? Yeah, let's talk about true crime. We don't want to talk about luxury handbags. We do true crime. Chris Watts. I think that would be interesting. Then we can just like, you know, dissect it. Man, I just wow, I couldn't believe it. Like I was watching it on Netflix, going like, something's like missing from this true, like the whole Netflix series, like the whole thing. Obviously, they had to make it into a was it 90 minutes? I think it was on that 90 minutes movie. But really, there is so much more information, like YouTube. Like they have so much more. People have like, you know, dug out all the tapes and everything. Like I guess the whole reporting and crime, people have pieced it together and taken out all the police tapes. Oh man, I think there's something to do with the girlfriend. Conversation. Oh, Ethan. Yes, I watched the Ted Bundy tapes. Yeah. We should talk about that too, the Ted Bundy tapes. Oh, the Ted Bundy tapes. Yeah, that one was another one. Like That was incredible, you know. And you know, the thing is how they got him to talk about it, like how they got Ted Bundy to indirectly confess to the murders, is that he the interviewer made him talk about Ted Bundy as a third person. That was brilliant. Like brilliant. Oh my gosh, it's like I have seen people like in real life use that third person analysis in their own space to to separate responsibility. Like I have seen people talk about themselves in the third person, like in real life. It's like me saying that if I was Cat, well, I think what Cat would do is Cat would obviously buy the Chanel 19 bag, because you know, Cat would probably have not saved enough money, but she could have. Like I have seen in my real life, people talk. Oh, it's not about handbags, but people talk about themselves in the third person. Like, who does that? Ted Bundy does that. So fascinating. Like, so fascinating that it's, yes, I guess it's psychology. I guess. Anyway. Stephanie did a paper on serial killers. Could not eat for 2 weeks. Did criminal psychology, and my professor was working on a paper and it helped her. Didn't touch beat for 2 weeks. You know, I think as a viewer and as an audience, it's fascinating, but it's still really creepily fascinating. Like, oh my gosh. Okay, anyway. Yeah. I oh, Miss Maggie saying, he killed his wife, a social media person, and his 2 little girls. Right? Like, if you look at the surface, like just on the surface, what was he thinking? Like, what was going through his head to make it right? I yeah, only he knows, right? Only he knows. So fascinating. Okay, but anyway, we're not diverting to that topic. And we are hitting the 2 hour mark, people, because I just said we want to do 1.5 hours. But anyway, I should go. I should let you all go. Thank you for joining me. Oh my gosh, and listening to my ramblings. Should we do this again sometime soon? Maybe we can do it on a, yeah, Wednesdays are usually better for me, but I'm busy next month. Maybe around December. Yeah, I think I have some time in December. Oh, maybe. Yeah, we could do it again. Definitely. Talk about little like random pop champagne. You know, if we do another happy hour with Kat in December, it's definitely time to pop champagne, because it's the end of the year. It's the end of a very interesting year. But yeah, we should, right? December's coming. A lot of people will be on holiday, I guess. And yeah, we could definitely do one. Thank you, girl. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget to give this video a like. Thank you. I will see y'all when I see. Oh no, I'll see y'all this weekend if you're joining for the luxury live show. Otherwise, bye.